Hey, Paul. So I just kind of wanted to walk you through a little bit more in detail about exactly what we will be doing and what my approach is. And although I don't have, as I mentioned in the meeting, we're pretty new in regards to this content strategy. I kind of wanted to back up and tell you where I came from with this and why. And where we're at. So I built the Leadsy platform and launched it about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now. And the reason why I built this was based on my observations of all businesses and including realtors, where there's this major disconnect between um, what the website can do for you as a business to build your business as a standalone object, and also what your content strategy can do as far as your social media, your advertising, and this relationship that these two things should have, that where I find is a lot of businesses and realtors haven't put that together. Now the reason why I started focusing more back on real estate agents is because even more so I found with realtors that there's a bit of an old methodology still being used when it comes to marketing and their approach to marketing. And I really found a need here for real estate agents. So I wanted to combine well-known behavioral marketing content strategies that are happening right now for the more successful entrepreneurs and realtors on that I can find on social media. There's a trend that's happening over, as I mentioned in the meeting, over the last even more so over the last 5 years, but really over the last 10 years. And I kind of alluded to this in the meeting a little bit. This trend to down on focus down on people's needs and connecting with people online in while they're in a certain mind state or a certain state of mind, or creating content to develop that state of mind in some of your existing prospects or email lists. So there's a lot that goes behind it, but I want to simplify it in this video. So I'm going to keep it really simple, but I just wanted to show you the platform really quick. So you look at this. This is a website. I'm in the actual builder right now. So this is the editor. This is a drag and drop website builder. And again, initially I built this for people to do it themselves, for businesses and realtors to do it themselves. And what I quickly realized is that no one really has the time or the in-depth knowledge of these strategies that are working for other people out there, um, where they can take that time and that knowledge and create this kind of a complex strategy to really deliver traffic back to their website on a grand scale. And so I realized quickly that I'm going to have to continue providing some kind of premium service, marketing service, in order to help my clients utilize what the platform can do for them. And that's where we're at now. And this is, again, in the last 6 to 8 months is really what I've been developing all of this strategy. And you are one of the first clients. I mean, I have a handful of realtors on the platform, but they're not using the content strategy. We're in conversation about it at this stage, but they're not using the content strategy yet. And as such, yes, they have Leadsy websites, and they do love those websites. What they're not maximizing them because they don't have that content strategy. So that's what I really wanted to talk about. The platform itself has email marketing and automations all built in. So we can actually go in here and create your email templates. If you have an existing list, then we can drag that list into your Leadsy website. But again, part of what the strategy is here and what I'm proposing to you is the reason for doing all this content marketing and social media marketing is not just to have a visibility on these platforms, those social platforms. It's about building up that visibility and engagement on social platforms and then asking them to come back to this platform so we can capture them here, and then we can begin to send out email automations to nurture those leads. We'll already have those automations set up. And that's what's in that proposal. We'll get back to that in a moment. We have an appointment booking system built into the platform as well. So we're just making it really easy to create all these different call to actions and different ways that people can connect and reach out to you. So we have all these different, like we create forms, create quizzes, multi-stage forms for more in-depth stuff, surveys. We create online learning content, which I'm going to show you in a moment in the platform here in the example. Booking appointment booking opportunity, consultation opportunity. I mean, you can just spin this appointment booking system a few different ways to book an actual exclusive showing, for example, or you could use it to do some real estate consulting or coaching. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to kind of use this. We have the CRM, we have obviously the builder, and so the whole point of getting onto the Leadsy platform is, and then having that content social strategy is to get all that attention and get all those people engaging with you through your social media. But then some of that content will be a lot of it will be just about the content and engaging users on the social to build your audience. But the other side of that is also to in some of those posts we'll begin to start asking them to come back to your website for a purpose. That's the key. That's where we're starting to really win. So once we start to bring them back to your website, we don't want to bring them back to just a plain old realtor website that just has listings and your contact form and your about and your buyer's guide and your seller's guide pages and contact page, and that's about it, and your listings. We want to bring them back to an environment that's consistent with what we were promising in the social channels. So we want to have some engagement elements in your website where we can then take the opportunity to capture their contact information, get them into this CRM. And once they're into this CRM, we're going to have our automated emails begin to go out and begin to continuously contact and nurture. We can even go so far as to have a membership areas in websites, and this is a concept that I actually came up with for realtors, is to create an area where users can land on the website, become a member, and jump into their membership area. And in there, we could have things like partnerships with other businesses in town or services and resources for users that may come with a discount perhaps as well. I mean, that's one way to go. There's a lot of different ways you can go, but it just creates this opportunity for you as a real estate agent in your market to have something that really a lot of realtors won't have, is this exclusive membership area where you can then go out through your social channels and say, hey, do you need, are you looking for plumber? And I know we have to be careful with some of this stuff as well with the rules and regulations, but there's a way to do this. But are you looking for a plumber? For your whatever plumbing needs. Come into our membership area. So and so is offering 10% off in our membership area. So you're promoting partners in the market, and then also getting that person into your list that possibly would have never interacted with you in the first place ever. So we're creating opportunities on your website and on your platform to go out to the market and grab attention of people in, not even necessarily direct prospects. These people don't necessarily have to be in the market to buy a home next month. It's not about that. I mean, it is partly about that, but it's not wholly about that. It's partly about reaching out to more people and getting your brand name in front of a larger audience, and you're going to start getting more referrals from that. If someone's engaged on your platform within a place that you control, like your website, and they're a member and in your contact list, you have now all the control in the world to continuously email and reach out to these people. So that's the point of the platform. The reality is that's what it's intended for. And so we can create these courses online, this membership area, these surveys, these kinds of interactive engagement tools that people are going to connect with and find value in. And then from that we get the opportunity to get them into our CRM, okay, into your CRM. Okay, so how do we do that? So what am I doing now? So the content strategy is what we were really talking about. A lot of it is the social media. Okay, so the social media and content plan, the kind of strategy that I'm taking is this, again, behavioral marketing neuromarketing strategy where we're creating content that actually brings some kind of value to your audience. Okay. So what does that look like? So I found some Instagram posts. So I was on John's here as well, and I actually wanted to point out something too. Although he has a really big following, which is really great, I went through his content in more detail, and it's really just the same old, same old. And he's actually not getting a ton of engagement on his content, even for someone that has 16,000 followers. I actually went through in a lot more detail, and I mean, you can see 3 likes, 0 comments, right? So although he has a lot of followers, his stuff is not actually what we're doing. So what our my approach is going to be better really than this. Now that said, we do have to build up a following, and so there's a strategy to that, and there's a way to train the algorithms of your social platforms, and that takes time. Like, you're not going to start getting leads right out of the gates, because there's actually a process that we really have to go through now in order to get your social platform, um, the cogwheel moving. And in order to get that cogwheel moving, there's we have to start posting a lot of stuff, and building out your content on your social media, so that the algorithm begins to acknowledge that, oh, this platform, this profile on our platform is beginning to provide really good content to our users, Instagram's users, Mark Zuckerberg's users. So we need to start with weeks upon months of really just slugging it away and getting some really great content out there. That will then turn the algorithm into acknowledging that this is the kind of stuff that you're putting out there. You're consistent with it. And therefore, the algorithm will then begin to serve your content up to a larger audience. Okay. That's not a follower of you already. So that takes, quite a lot of time. And the more aggressive we are with your plan, the faster that process will take place. But leads won't really happen right out of the gates. And now I'm going to talk about that, see if there's maybe some, faster solutions that we can offer. There's obviously no magic bullet with this kind of stuff, in general. And if there were, I mean, wouldn't everybody use it and turn it on and everyone would be completely successful? It's just not the case. There's a strategy that takes time for us to build up. So even with all of these followers, he's not getting a ton of engagement. And the reason for that is the exact same reason I put this content strategy together. And because I noticed that realtors do the same thing on social media. They post about themselves. Now, in his case, he's got, some team working for him. And this girl here seems to be maybe his assistant or host, or another realtor that's, up and coming, and does a lot of his video content. But it's all just about the listing, the sold, the listing, the sold, the listing, the sold. And, here's me bringing the sign out to a listing. It's the same old content that doesn't get a lot of engagement for realtors. So even though he has a lot of followers, he's still not getting a lot of engagement. And I know the reason for that. And that's it. There, people don't are not entertained by this kind of content on a realtor's platform. It's good to have some of this. You do want to post listings and things like that here and there. So I'm not saying don't do it, but it's just not the content that people really give a shit about on a day to day basis. What do they care about? Let's look at some. Okay, so Instagram. We're just going to stay on Instagram. It's the same thing for Facebook. It's just a bit of a different demographic. But what I'm about to show you are some examples of different content and posts that are effective. And I want to break down why they've been effective. Now, in some of these, they're still not doing that next step that's going to actually turn these into leads for these particular profiles or businesses. But I'm not worried about that right now. What I want to show you in this is the kind of content that's getting likes. So, one of my most asked questions here, let me just zoom this in a little bit. One of my most asked questions: how much did it cost to build our media wall? So, this is a really great example of just DIY opportunities and showing Giving users a little bit of insight on something that they actually would like. Now, we don't necessarily do, as I go through these examples, we're not going to necessarily do the exact same post, right? I mean, that's not the point of this. The point of this is just to show you how not talking about real estate directly all the time is actually more effective. We want to focus on lifestyle. We want to focus on homeowners, buyers, sellers, investors in the things that they actually care about, right? So this home entertainment center looks great. We might do something similar and post, examples of really great home entertainment systems and say, hey, which one's your favorite? And it's going to get similar engagements. Or we might say, here's a 12-step process on building in your own home entertainment center, and we can create this stuff that's going to help us engage these users. So here's a great example. I mean, the comments on this go on for quite some time here, and you'll see it's like, everyone's engaging. They're completely engaging. So in this example, we might say, hey, jump onto our website for more ideas like this, or comment in the comments section, I love this, and we'll send you a direct message with a link to our website on the e-booklet on how to create this yourself. So that's where we start to get into the lead gen opportunities and building out your CRM. Now, once all these people are landing on your social media, and then some of them even getting to your website, and then us getting them into your CRM or even a membership area for that matter, once we start getting all these complete strangers into your cold audience, into your ecosystem, we have the opportunity to reach out to them. We have the opportunity to continue to talk to them. We have the opportunity to influence them. So when it comes to them being in the marketplace, and referral based businesses, this is the great opportunity. We have the opportunity to get them to their website, get more people on your website. If we get more people on your website and they stay there longer, that's actually going to signal to the search engines that you are a high value website in the marketplace for your topic, and that's going to start pushing you up the search engine ranks. So when we're talking about search engine optimization and social media, these things are not disconnected. They're all there for the same purpose. So this is all really important in that full ecosystem. Okay, so just wanted to show you that one as an example. Look at all these. You look at all the likes, 395 likes, and tons of comments. Like even more, I could keep opening, expanding this. There's tons of comments in here. Here's another example. This is actually really typical of one we would do. 5 reasons why agents should stage their listings, and we'll have this post in here. And now they say here we have a fresh blog. So we're fresh blog out that gives you 5 key points. So this is the strategy that we would be using. So they're saying, hey, come back to our website and read our blog. So this is exactly the kind of strategy that we would be using in some instances. And look at the likes on this. So this is exactly, so what they said was comment realtor, probably says in here, yeah, comment realtor, and we'll send you a direct link for the read. So they're using a tool like ManyChat, which is what we would set you up with as well. And so you can only make this happen once you have a bigger audience. And so it takes getting there to begin with, but we have to start posting stuff like this, even though we're getting birds chirping for the first month or two. We still have to keep posting this stuff because we have to train the algorithm to know that we're actually posting valuable content. So it takes a little bit of time. And there's actually some outreach stuff that I don't have in that proposal that we can actually add into this as well. I can talk about later. But anyways, look at all these people commenting realtor. These are all people that are asking for this link. So when they comment realtor in the back end, what's happening is there's a system set up that will automatically direct message all these users with a link to their website. So all these people are now going back to their website. That then signals the search engines that there's a lot of traffic coming to this website to read this blog article. Oh, we want to make sure that this high value content goes up the search engine ranks. So they're doing two things. They're taking that opportunity to get people into their sphere, and then they're also improving their search engine rank in the market for their website at the same time. This is exactly the strategy that I'm talking about. And this is a prime example of someone that's utilizing it and utilizing it really well. Okay. All right. Let's go on to another one. Here's one. Don't hire me to just list your home. So this is great. This is a carousel. This is called a carousel. I like to use these, and I've got that in the proposal for you, and I'm going to go through that proposal in a moment. Stick with me. But this is a great example of using the carousels format, which is a multi-image format, to provide tips and updates and step by step stuff as well. So having carousels are really great. You don't have to have a carousel. You can have a static image and then still have that content in here. But people do really engage with these carousels. And you can see that with the 318 likes. But look at all these comments. I love this. I love this. Love this. So the same kind of thing here where people are really engaging. She might even have an auto trigger on here with the love this as well. No, it just happens to be that everyone's loving it. That's all, and they just happen to be saying love it. I don't think she has a comment love this. No, she doesn't actually, but people are just really commenting that they love this content. So you can see this is the kind of content that we want to be putting out on your social channel, and we are capable at Click and Press to be able to do that and do it effectively for you. So this is what we're talking about. This is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of content. Here's another one. Consider home ownership. So here's a directly related to real estate. Considering home ownership. Here's a direct lead opportunity with this kind of a post, and you can see again. Look at all these comments and engagement that's happening with this type of content. 2,090 likes on this. Okay, so it's huge. Now, again, you have to build that audience to get there. I'm not saying you're going to get this in week 2 or week 6, even for that matter. It takes time to build, and we've got to build that audience. But we need to continue. We need to start creating posts like this to train the algorithm first, and then when we get there, we'll start to get that momentum going. And it's amazing what happens once you start getting some engagement. The algorithm sees you even more as a high value, so it serves your content up even more, and this reciprocal action that begins to happen that really creates this butterfly effect with your content. So another example: 5 ways to save money when buying a home. This is a prime example, again with the carousel, prime example of some kind of content that we will create for you. Look at all the comments again. Tons of comments. Do they have a call to action on this? Buying a home is a big step. Steps you can save money and start investing. No, so the key thing they're missing here is they didn't put a call to action in this. They created great content, but we want to try to create call to actions, opportunities in these posts. Now, not everyone needs to have a call to action, so maybe this is just simply one that they didn't put one in, and fair enough. I agree with that as well. But look at the engagement they're getting on this. Like again, comments continuously. I could keep more and more comments continuously coming here. Prime example of type of content. Here's one that we can generate. This is actually a great example of one that I would do as well. Is what's your favorite home cinema? And this is just an engagement piece. That's it. There's no call to action on this. This is just just an engagement piece, just to try. And look at, they've got 5,800 likes. The comments go on and on and on and on. I'm not even going to begin to go there. But look at the likes alone. 5,800 likes, and all they've done was create these images here uh, of these different home entertainment scenarios. People love this stuff. All right, let's move through these a little quicker now. Here's one that has absolutely nothing to do with real estate, and this is lifestyle content. It's the same kind of thing. When we're talking about reaching people based on their actual interests, rather than always trying to shove real estate information down their throat, I mean, we want to have that, but we really want to get some lifestyle content. This is one about pruning trees. It's the simplest post. Look, it's 9,300 likes. Ridiculous. So again, it has nothing to do with real estate, but it has everything to do with reaching more people with your brand. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, 12 lists you need to organize your life. Okay, you're getting the point here. I don't need to go through all of these in details. All right, let's move through this. Oh yeah, I mean, here's some hashtags. Here's a hashtag I put in: real estate tips, and you can see the kind of content that's being posted. So this content right here, this is content that the platform is actually serving up to its users. And look at it's all, 7 tips for first time home buyers. I think that was the one we were actually even looking at a moment ago. Um, all of this stuff. I wish I knew these tips before I got started in real estate. So here's another great carousel example. Look at that. Content on the in the image. Um, the What I was wanted to show you this page for, though, is the platform, Instagram's platform or algorithm itself. This is what they're serving up as far as stuff that they find valuable. So if you're getting your content into these when people are searching for hashtags and things like that, um, that means you're doing something right. So home buying timeline. So here's another great piece as well. It's got 626 likes because it's being served up here when we do a general search. That means it's reaching a lot more non-followers. Anyway, I won't get into the details of that. I just wanted to show you some of this stuff just to show you what the platform actually likes, and it's showing a lot of stuff. So it's not so much about just the image of a realtor, or it's about some of this stuff that actually has some kind of value to the users. Okay. Here's one more example of a video post, which is non-real estate related, completely non-real estate related. It's all about lifestyle. If we identify your customer persona likes pugs or dogs, for example, and ask them, maybe we can even say, like, do you have a dog grooming room in your house, or 5 steps to creating a dog grooming, and just have this cute dog video to get the attention, right? So this is all part of the strategy. It's got 22,000 likes. This video's got 22,000 likes, and it's simply because of this cute little pug here. So again, it's the comments in here are awesome. Anyways, so this is the kind of content that we want to be putting out on your social channel. It humanizes you, engages people, and it builds an audience. It's really that simple. Okay, so let's look at this proposal again and go through it. So here's my recommendation. I know I created another video for you, but here's my recommendation for you. If you really want to go at this and create a strong presence, and we want to make this happen faster or sooner than later, this is what I'm going to recommend. Okay. If you want to take your time on it and go slow moving, which I know that's not the case for you, but then, there's another way to go. And some of, and what I was proposing you do before, would be a little bit more of a moderate approach. If you want to get aggressive with this and really start to make some waves, everything I've put in this proposal is strong. Okay. It's a great place to start. And so if budget says, hey, we should start over here, no problem. You still have a great campaign and something, and an opportunity for us to begin everything I just talked about. It's just not going to go as fast, and create the results you might be looking for as soon. Okay, that's all it means. So what I suggest to you is Real Estate Authority website, because of this extra stuff that I'm able to do for you within this package right out of the gates. So this stuff is going to be creating some of those engagement pieces and opportunities on your website, right? So we want to be able to create. We would do an online info session or a course, so to speak. This is this is video online education and lessons. Is one of the fastest growing industries in North America right now. It's ever since COVID, education online and this format of learning things is highly sought after. Highly sought after. So that's why we're, and again, this was kind of more my idea, was to take something that's already working amazing for other business industries and use it in the real estate industry. So that's why I'm suggesting, let us put something together for you right away on your website, so that we have something that we can use and push out to the market over and over again. Lead generation quiz or survey. So we can create a little quiz. I think I showed you just an example. Home finder survey was just an example of one we created here. Anyway, I won't get into the detail, but it's a really great lead generator content piece, and people like this kind of stuff to engage with. It's just a really good engagement piece. 3 SEO optimized blogs. So we're going to do some blogs on your website. You saw in that one example how even just a simple blog article can drive traffic to your website. But it also drives traffic in different ways. It also helps your search engine rank. So this is a big one, and I would actually suggest that we get into add a blog SEO blog strategy to this, which is in this proposal as well. And then a full lead funnel. So this is to create maybe a landing page, another course, or an ebook, all of the stuff that we can create to drive people back to your website, and then ask for the email and the contact information, which will then go into your CRM. We give them that valuable content piece that they're looking for in exchange, and then we have this opportunity to build up your list as well. So these three things here, we can always do more of this later on as well, and we can just kind of go piece by piece, and I can send you out an invoice, and we can add more of this stuff to your website later on down the road. But this package in general, you get all of this in the base package or in the pro package, and then plus these. This is the ultimate way to start. So if you can do that, I advise to go for it. We don't need to do any of this stuff right now, so don't worry about this. You don't have to add courses, especially if you go with this package. We've got stuff to begin with, so don't worry about this right now, unless you want to add other web pages to the website over and above what I've outlined here. But otherwise, you really don't need to worry about that right now. Social media management packages. So I mean, if you can go for this package, the 30 posts per month, and that works for you, and then also maybe add carousel posts and the video, 4 videos per month. And you don't have to add the additional platform because we're already doing Facebook and Instagram with this one. That's awesome. If that doesn't work for your budget, here's what I suggest. We go with the foundation package of 10 posts per month, but you add on, you see how powerful those videos and those carousels can be, that format. If you add on these, this would be ideal, and that way we can do 4 of these videos, short format videos. Now again, this is stuff you don't have to worry about. We can produce this stuff and create things like the pug, and we create a strategy around these videos. That said, if you do want to get involved and want to get your face out there, then we'll help you with creating some general videos through a webcam. It's fine. um, I'll help you with that, and then we'll take it and edit it into something really cool. So, but with this package, either way you want to run that, or use a combination of, you get 4 additional posts per month. So this adds on to the 10 posts. Now we're up to 14. Okay. Now the carousel post upgrade is 3 posts per month. So we get an additional 3 posts per month with in a carousel format. So that carousel format, as I showed you back, let's go back. Was one of these ones back here. This is a carousel format, the multi-images, but really this is the carousel that I'm talking about. It's one thing to be multi-image, but this, having this content outlined like this in images, that's a carousel. Okay, so we could do 3 of those per month as well. So I would suggest, if you go with this route, and then if you did go with this base package, the foundation package, you would also have to add on a platform. I would suggest, so that we can do Facebook and Instagram, because this package only comes with one social platform, and also the growth package only comes with one social. So we could only do either Instagram or Facebook if you only stuck with that. I would say add on the one additional platform, so we can do both. Add on the videos and add on the carousel with the base foundation package. That's my suggestion. Start there. But if budget permits, yeah, absolutely. Go up, step it up. Let's do as many posts per month as we can, especially in the beginning, because in the first 6 to 12 months, the more we do, the more activity we have with high value stuff, the better it's going to be, and the faster you're going to start to see results. And then lastly, blogs. Blogs are hugely important. I think I've outlined that in this video. But blogs are hugely important for engagement pieces, but they're equally important for and works all together for search engine optimization, for helping your website get up in multiple different keywords. So we use this keyword strategy where we begin to use blog articles to get to longer tail keyword searches. So, for example, when people are researching real estate, they might be researching things like, things I need to look out for when beginning to purchase a home. They might search literally that in Google and not particularly houses for sale in Vancouver, right? That's a high ranking keyword that's very competitive, houses for sale in Vancouver. And it's hard for a realtor to get their website to rank in such a competitive market for that high competitive keyword. So, what we do is we go for longer tail keyword strategies where people are doing research and whatnot, and it's easier to become dominant in and get your website up ranking higher in these longer tail keywords. So part of the strategy with blogs is to reach those types of keywords so that we can get that traffic onto your website and get them to stay there for a long period of time to read the article. That actually signals the search engines as your high value website for this topic or this type of information. Once you begin to do that more and more and more and more with the blog articles, and you start to get that really great traffic, a couple of things happen. The search engine then rewards you to bring you up the search engine rank for those longer tail keywords, but you create what's called domain authority. So what that means is, because of this high value content you're putting on your website, the search engine go, "Oh, these guys are very authoritative in their topic, and therefore we should also be bringing them up in some of those higher competitive keywords as well. Those short keywords, those short terms like houses for sale in North Vancouver, very competitive, very hard to get your real estate website up, particularly when you have realtors that have maybe been in the market longer than you. They have longer, their domains have been around longer. There's all kinds of factors that come into play to getting your website up the search engine, page one, for example. It's very challenging in some of those keywords, but we can do it if we create domain authority first. And the only way to create domain authority is to create this rich content on your website and be posting it regularly. That's going to signify to the search engines that you are an important person or business to have up higher in the search engine rank. So blogs and an ongoing blog SEO strategy, very important, very underrated for many businesses and realtors, very underrated. It's definitely something that's extremely important. That's why I put it in this proposal. Even if you can do a couple per month to start, that's okay. Let's do that. Let's just get you in there and start building that website up so you can build that domain authority. And that's it, Paul. This is what I put together here. There's one more piece that I didn't put in here, and that was to actually do some outreach engagement. We can talk about that later. I think this is a good place to start. But we can also talk later about, are people actually going out and liking other comments and stuff on Instagram, for example, that gets your brand in front of more people. Let me know if we want to add it on from the beginning. I can add it into this proposal, or we can just talk about it after a couple of months, get started with this stuff, because we do have a lot of work to do to get going on this first. And we've got to get the website going, and then we've got to start building up all this content for you. Send it over to you for approval, and then start delivering it on your social platforms, and then all of this stuff as well. So there's a lot of work to do. Let me know if you have any more questions. I hope that answers your questions, and any concerns you might have around what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it's going to be effective. I hope this shows you that this stuff that we're talking about doing for you is going to be very effective for you. But again, it's not going to be one of these situations where we start doing it tomorrow and next week we start seeing leads. It's definitely going to take some time to build this up. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions on that.